Alright. Yeah, so that's kind of exactly what it is. A menu game. I don't know what's up with my document, but I can't. So player experience, first part, menu game. Next you take your ingredients, you need to refine them. Platform, used for Windows and PC, software, Godot and Blender. Puzzle, casual, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Target audience, just casual players, people in the jam. Honestly, concept, gameplay overview, navigate UI menus, users. So this is kind of a better description of what I was thinking. So the player will navigate UI menus to use their score to buy ingredients. All sales are final. These ingredients will have a variety of stats that affect the next stage. These stats will add mass, gravity, velocity, bounce, size, color, and sound. The ingredients need to be kept viable until you reach your target. So this will be the next stage. Once you reach your target, you can push your luck for a better score or burn your elixir. Refining has the player keep a marble on a board, take all of your bought ingredients, and add their modifiers to the marble. The longer it refines, the higher the score. So, theme interpretation, alchemy is a refinement process. The end goal is to produce something that is better than it was. Shadows can refer to something that is weak or inferior. In this game, you're taking the shadow ingredients and refining them into elixirs. So that was the last thing I thought of before I left work, and I was able to write it down real quick. And the problem that I'm having with this theme is that it's two themes that were brought together. And I'm trying to synthesize these two together into a unified thing that I can execute the entire game on. Right now I have two themes and two games that I'm tying together and trying to theme together, and I don't want to do that. So I either need to focus entirely on the menu-based game as the gameplay aspect, and it being some kind of like buying thing, which I have no clue how to do that, or it's the thing which I kind of know how to do, which is make a controllable platform for a ball to roll on, and make that into something that would continually get harder and harder to keep that thing on. Because if the gameplay... Alright, so if the gameplay is you have to buy ingredients, and then those ingredients add modifiers to your source, so let's say lead, then you would be trying to get your source to turn lead into gold. And those ingredients that you buy would allow you to refine that source for longer, because it would add damp and mass. If all those things were the entire time lead is on the platform, constantly being modulated so that they increase, so that everything's going to get faster and faster, and the ingredients slow you down to begin with, and you have a certain time limit you're shooting for. If you miss that time limit, then you get, like, if gold is what you're shooting for, lead to gold, then there could be like lead, bronze, copper, silver, gold, depending on how long you're able to keep going. And then you could keep going to like diamond, unobtainium, verbanium. You can do it even longer. That's a game. That's the game. Right? That's something I can do, and you can add levels. You can add a little story. They'll let me focus on things I haven't done yet, like sound and effects. That's the game. Alright, so that's the game. So we need to write that down. Alright, so I'm just going to keep a marble on a table. And then the shadow. See, that's the other thing, is I want it to be a single game. So I was thinking the shadow could be maybe a resource you can spend when you refine, and it's finite. Like you have to use part of your shadow to refine the alchemy. So yeah, so you're gonna buy. Change that to cheap ingredients from a shadow market. And you refine ingredients, keeping them on a board long enough to make them better. You sell the elixir for money to buy better ingredients. I think that's got to be it, right? And we just use what I said as the actual gameplay. So we can have this kind of menu, like an interactive menu, but it will still just be a menu, basically, a menu with pictures. It'll just be like a guy in a trench coat who'll have a static picture of a bunch of maybe not static, maybe a little like shake back and forth if I have time for it, but a bunch of buttons that you can click on that will give you a certain amount of resources that will then just be added on to the ball as variables. So when you start off, you'll be slower and harder to knock off, maybe, and you'll just aim for a certain time, and then if you can go longer, things will ramp up in difficulty from there. Yeah, but it's not, player experience is not a menu game. Well, I guess it would be, this part is a menu where you need to pick ingredients. The cheaper they are, the longer it takes to refine. Next, you take your ingredients and you refine them through takes to refine. Next, you take your ingredients, you refine them through a time challenge that sees the ingredients combined, then refined. And then you have a payout. If I have extra time, I can make it so that you get little like assets as like a trophy or a prize that maybe shows up on the start screen or splash screen. If I can learn how to make a save game work, I can set it up so it saves. I've never had to save things so that they stay saved. That could be kind of interesting. I bet you if I left it so that everybody who played it, someone would eventually get broken open or not. I don't know. That could be a fun challenge. Game is marketed to, I mean, a game like this is marketed to, so I'm going to keep working on this document throughout the whole week so I can start building it out and filling it out with ideas and making sure things are good. I really like using the score. I could have this, you could add a bit of shadow, your own shadow to it. Use shadow vendor, shadow market, you buy the ingredients. We could make enemies, shades, and shadows, and have them attach to you and speed you up by adding their velocity to yours. Could do something like that. But this is where I'm at so far with the GameJam. I don't yet know what I'm calling this game. Shaded Alchemy, no, that's done. Alchemical Shades, Shades of Alchemy. Let's see. Elixir, Laxer. Refine Elixir. We'll just call it Refine Elixir for now. This is placeholder. Alright, so we have Refine Elixir as our placeholder. Ingredients cheaper there, the longer it takes to refine. Alright. So when they first start, it's going to have to be a quick tutorial. Refining the ingredients, so you see like, oh, here you have lead, you want to turn it into gold. You're using pewter and bull mucus or whatever. Those add, weight to the lead and make it easier for you to stay on the platform. You need to stay on the platform for 5 minutes to turn gold into lead, and then every 10 seconds or 30 seconds there's like new things happen, like pits open or bumpers appear, things fall, enemies show up, things that will chase you. Just keep adding new things to make it harder and harder, so you kind of have this dexterity game of trying to keep this ball on this platform that's constantly getting faster and slipperier while the platform itself and the level itself is constantly changing, getting harder and harder. And then you fall off, go back to the shop. I guess when you fall off, I could set it up so you get elixirs, and then sell those elixirs at the shop, buy more ingredients. Okay, right. And there's a timing until it gets there. Okay. Alright, so that's the loot. first part is a quick tutorial where you find ingredients. Then you go to the menu, shop menu, where you need to pick ingredients. The cheaper they are, the longer it takes to refine. Next, you take the ingredients and refine them through a timed challenge that sees the ingredients combined. And then finally pay out elixirs that are sold to the shop so you can buy more ingredients. So players will. This is different now. Gameplay. UI menus. Elixirs to buy ingredients. All cereals are final. That way I don't have some kind of like buyback thing. It's just once you click it, that's it. These ingredients will have a variety of stats that affect the next stage: add mass, gravity, velocity, bounce, size, color, sound. Ingredients need to be kept as some kind of like health bar. Health for the ball is red going for. I know we're going for elixirs, so ball will be like a cauldron, maybe like a potion bottle or something.